In the middle of the Utah desert lies a seemingly forgotten piece of history. But what if I told you that right here at Wendover Air Field, some of the most dangerous and secretive missions of World War II were trained and tested? This airfield was the birthplace of two bombs that would change the world forever.
So in this area, they were telling us that this is where they assembled some of the atomic bombs. Fat Man and Little Boy were assembled here, and this is where the B-29 were loaded up and they were taken over to Japan to be dropped. So this is what's something really cool about the history with this airfield, and I can't stress it enough. If you guys don't know about that, this is something really cool. Masters of Air, some of the shots were actually not out here, but they portrayed them as far as this being one of the airfields that a lot of the pilots came to, and they trained and then they went off to war in World War II. So very historical airport. So part of this also is, and the reason this is huge for us is because like this was the make and break of World War II. This was where a lot of the B-17, B-24, B-29 bombers trained. And this is also where they assembled some of the atomic bombs. They were telling us that there was such a hush-hush secret thing that during the years that they were training some of the I think it was the P-52 fighter jets and some of the other ones, they had literally cleared the base out of everybody, and they classified it as top secret and brought in all of the Manhattan Project and everything else as they started working on Fat Man and Little Boy. Out here, that block that they're sitting out there, let me try and get you a little closer. They're actually sitting on, that was one of the blocks that they used for assembling the atomic bombs back in the day. Now, what's really cool about this is because it does have some good significant history, this actually has some movie history too, and this is one of the reasons we had a twofer for this, and I actually found out I have a threefer for this because a new series that's on Amazon that I really like, Fallout, because I used to play the game back in the day, was also filmed out here. You'll see some of these buildings in Fallout, as well as the control tower. And then earlier in the video, you'll see where we identify where Maximus and some of the barracks and everything were all set up, where they had them staying during that. Also, when we go back up front, I'll take a B-roll of it so you guys can see that. Hangar number 3, that was where Independence Day was filmed. A lot of Area 51 was portrayed to be this base. So what's really cool is go take a look at some of the stuff and go from there. So as you guys, if you haven't seen it, this is one of the scenes from Fallout where they walk around, Maximus and the other character, I can forget her name, but they come into this area here, and this is where the suits are staged up, and they're basically getting ready to go back out and do whatever they need to for the recon missions. So really cool as far as the different areas that people use for different scenes of movies. So pretty cool. You guys have not been out in this area and you guys haven't checked it out, definitely want to come check this out. Now this here is something really cool just because I grew up with it. This is the Con Air Tower. This is where the Corvette literally gets blown through the top and then thrown to the ground. As the Jailbird, which you saw earlier in the movie, or this here, was trying to take off and get out of here. Well, we're not allowed to climb it, but I was told that this was specifically made for Con Air's movie, and they just left it here, and super cool. So what they were telling me just now was, so this is a bunker for ammunition, and they got it set up so that it holds all sorts of ammunition. The history on that is, I guess there's a fire or something back in the early 1900s that caused all sorts of havoc. So they created this new design where it's all on concrete. It has dirt and a system that kind of helps contain it. So if there's a wildfire out here, it protects it. If there's a fire inside, it protects it. Now, what's really interesting is they have this here. And they put these walls, and you can see down here, they got them all scattered out throughout these other ones, except the ones out here, because there's nothing but desert out there. But all these walls are to help protect Wendover up there. So like if there's any type of missiles, any type of ammunition or anything, those walls help kind of stop it and basically keep it from going any further in. Again, going out that way, it doesn't really matter. It's all desert. So super really cool. We're going to just kind of take a quick look inside real quick. Don't know how good the footage will come out because it's dark in there, but there's no lights. But they got some like stuff that's been donated, like ammunition crates and all that kind of stuff. So
all right, gather around this unique hole in the ground. So when we started this portion of the tour, we featured a little boy there at the museum, 2.5 feet in diameter, about 11 feet long. Then we have Fat Man, which you're going to get to see shortly as we enter the hangar. But it's 5 feet in diameter. Both bomb types weighed about 10,000 pounds. And Fat Man, being so big around, would not fit under a B-29 on its loading cart. So they had to come up with a unique solution to get those bombs into the belly of those Silver Plate, the modified B-29 aircraft that would carry those to their targets. And this is what they came up with. A concrete hole down in the bottom was a hydraulic lift out of a service station. On that south base where we just visited, when they had a prototype ready, they'd load it on a trailer. They'd usually throw some 2x4s over the top, cover it with a tarp, and then transport it across the runways to this pit. We had one other just across the runway that way, but this is the main one used according to veteran accounts. So that way you couldn't obviously see a big bomb rolling around the base. So that helped with security there.
Try to stay hidden under the cover of darkness. The United States was doing high-level strategic bombing, so we were bombing from 17 to 20,000 feet. Well, when you bomb from that height, you don't just get over the target, obviously, and drop the bomb. Because when the bomb comes out of the plane, it's going 300 miles an hour, just like the airplane. So when you look up at this display, the bomb follows that trajectory. In order to get the accuracy, we had the Norden bomb sight, which was developed in the late 1930s by Carl Norden. And the bomb sight adjusted for wind drift by the bombardier. He had a set of crosshairs and some motors, and he knew where the target was, and he kept those crosshairs on the target so that as the plane got closer, that adjusted for wind drift. And then into the bomb sight, he entered altitude and airspeed. Each bomb had a K factor or a drag factor. So with all of that information, that bomb sight mechanically computed that to get a bomb out there, you've got to drop it clear back here. And did you see the bomb sight in the museum? Yes. The Norden side? Anyway, when those two needles come together, that says now's the time to drop the bomb. So it was kind of an overblown deal, but it was so secret that the bomb sites were not supposed to be left unguarded. So when they were training here, When the training mission was finished, the bombardier's responsibility was to grab the bomb site, put it in a case, bring it to this building, and it was stored in one of these 5 bank vault type doors. And then the next time, for the next mission, he could come and check out his bomb site, put it back in the plane.
Okay, last stop for the day. We just got done with Wendover Air Field, which is really cool because some of the Independence Day movies that filmed there, Con Air, and as well as the Fallout series. Now we're here at the Bonville Salt Flats. Anybody know what this is famous for? This here is like a 12-mile stretch, I think it is. I'll double check and I'll put the number actually on the screen so you guys know, but I think it's a 12-mile stretch of nothing but compacted sand, and they do land speed records out here. They break them 600-700 miles per hour in cars, and some of these bikes and stuff like that are like 300-400 horsepower or miles per hour. So really super cool. But this is also where Independence Day was filmed, where Will Smith was dragging the alien through.
You know, this was supposed to be my weekend off. But no. You got me out here dragging your heavy ass through the burning desert with your dreadlocks sticking out the back of my parachute. You gotta come down here with an attitude, acting all big and bad. And what the hell is that smell? I could have been at a barbecue!
The Salt Flats, but it's kind of wet out today, but we'll kind of take you out there a little bit. I'm not going to be getting too much into the salt, but that's what this is. This is where he was dragging the alien through, and like I said, if you've never been here, you definitely want to check it out. You want to do some research on it too. Probably come on a day when Mother Nature's not so angry at us and raining and downpouring and causing all sorts of other stuff, but super really cool. Doesn't cost anything to get on here. They do hold events out here, and they do lock it down when they do have events. So I think a couple of events in August are happening, so hit up that area if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff. So